All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol WKHS Workhorse Group Inc. And welcome to all my first time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow, where we do chart analysis. And welcome back to all my subscribers. Let's jump into this chart. So Workhorse Group Inc. has had a very volatile last couple of weeks and even month, right? It was in an upward trend, very bullish, up and down with volatility, but reaching newer highs all the way till September 18th, 21st area, and it started to dip from that 31 mark and hit lows here of about $20 and some change in this bearish run. And this was the recovery right after, and it reached up to $28 and some change, and now we have seen ourselves in a bearish run. Workhorse Group Inc. has fallen below the 50-day moving average since September 30th, and from that point forward it's been hitting newer lows and newer support levels. Now there was a slight bounce back today, and that's what we're going to zoom in to look at, but very important numbers in the long run. 31 and some change. I like to round it down for now. We can get to specifics percent when that actually comes and that time comes to look at it very closely, but $31 right now, speaking in general, is a very important number for the bulls to cross and hit newer highs, and for the bears to round it down and just keep it to the point is $20.40, $20.50, anywhere around that area. And that is the one support level here that is maintaining this one up, and it closely related to the previous one here around $20.47, where it actually had a slight dip and continued the run. But those are some important numbers: support level, resistance level for the bears and for the bulls. And if this gets crossed, this could be on its way down to newer lows. But right now this has leveled off at some nice numbers above it, slightly by about $4. And also the bulls are really trying to pull back on this tug of war. I mean, you can clearly see it. They use support, and support was broken through the day before, and towards the end of the day it continued to slip, and today the bulls appeared, leveled off. Bears tried to bring it down. Support level was definitely used, and from that point forward it broke through to the point that the bulls right now have broken through the 50-day moving average and are going to try to continue to reach newer highs. So this is a very important resistance level in the near future. So if you want to write that down, 24.85 is a good number to keep in mind, because that's the next resistance level after the one we're about to look at. And if 24.85 gets broken through and turned into a support, that means that the bulls are definitely conquering this side of the chart, getting really into bullish territory in an upward direction and moving further away from the 50-day moving average in an upward direction, reaching newer highs and new resistance levels. But let's move our support and resistance to its new locations, and we're going to talk about this apart from this 24.85. We're going to talk about also the broader support level to keep in mind as well. So right down here is our lowest point of the day in bearish candlestick, and that is from last week, and I want us to keep that in mind. 22.65. If that gets broken through, this could start to hit newer lows and newer support levels. So by writing that down, you have both spectrums. You have 24.85 in the upward trend for the bulls and for the bears and hitting newer lows. 22.65. Those are confirmations that you're getting deeper into either direction, either bearish direction or bullish direction. But let's zoom in here and see what's important for tomorrow. So our resistance level was slightly touched earlier in the day, and it has been touched recently, and it got rejected at that point twice in the day, and it's a very important resistance level. This resistance level is one of the key things that can get the bulls on over further away from the bullish beginning, which is the 50-day moving average. Get it further away from beginning, getting into bullish territory, which is crossing the 50-day moving average, and by breaking through this resistance, they can start to work their way up to newer highs and newer lows. Newer levels and newer resistance levels. Now, 24.51 needs to be broken through. 24.51 needs to be turned into a support, broken through as the resistance, proven and tested, and the bulls can start to work their way up to newer highs and newer resistance levels, pulling themselves further away from the 50-day moving average. Now, the 50-day moving average is 24.21. I'd write that down. Very important number, because that will let us know on what side of the chart we're in. So this tug of war is going to be very interesting and important tomorrow, because the bulls just slightly crossed over the 50-day moving average. They're going to do their best to break through resistance 24.51, turn it into a support, and break through from there. But if this gets crossed in a downward trend over 24.21 and it ends back into bearish territory, the bears are starting to gain control. So the tug of war, like I said, it's a very close one right now. We're at 24.50 for the resistance, and the closing price, well, not closing yet, but the volatility is pretty low at this time, all the way till closing time, and it could change by a couple cents, but right now it's 24.37, and our 50-day moving average is 24.21. Now, if the bears stop the bulls from hitting the resistance level that they need to hit and stop them from hitting newer highs, then the bears are going to try to tear through the 50-day moving average first, get back into bearish territory, and break through the lowest point of the day. That was after this bullish slight run, and then leveling off, tearing it down, and then the bulls reappearing. So the lowest point of the day was down here, and that is 23.34. The bears are going to go ahead and break through this support level. Now, if the bears break through this support level, they will be on their way to newer lows and newer support levels on their way down, pulling this stock further away from the 50-day moving average in a downward direction. So I want to emphasize how important this support level is. I know the next one is down here at 22.65, as I stated earlier, but 23.34 is the first one that needs to be broken through before worrying about down there. And I want to emphasize why this one's important. Well, if this gets crossed, that means that the bears have broke through the 50-day moving average, and they're working their way down fairly quickly into bearish territory, and they broke through the first support level and lowest point of the day, which was 23.34, and this is actually on its way to be pulled further away from the 50-day moving average in a downward direction. So that's very important to keep in mind, and keep a very close eye on this stock and how it's behaving if it breaks through the support level. If you feel encouraged or inclined to subscribe, please do so, but don't forget to click on the bell. By clicking on the bell, you turn on all notifications to not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button and let me know you watched this video. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video. In that video, I talk about the S&P 500 index and how the Federal Reserve is pumping the markets on scheduled dates. Well, the S&P 500 on those scheduled dates rises up several points. What does that mean for us as investors? Well, if the S&P 500 index is rising, there's 500 ticker symbols to choose from, and do research and do your due diligence to see which ones are rising up with it according to the behavior of the S&P 500 in these individual stocks in the previous pumps and to the pumps to come. So it's something that is a systematic way to go ahead and make profits. It's not a way to guarantee profits. It's not like, just buy here and sell here. You have to do your due diligence. You have to do your research, but it is an opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses. It's a trick that actually, not a trick, but a strategy that I have used that have come to help me maximize my profits, minimize my losses, and take the opportunity to maximize those profits by earning 30 cents to $3 per share. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but profits are profits. Check out the video. The next pump is actually tomorrow. If you look at the video that comes up at the end of this video, it should be coming up soon. You'll get all the information. It's a weekly series, and I don't want you guys to overlook or miss out on this opportunity. Check it out, and thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.